Braden is accompanied by his mother, Stephanie Lawson, who is also the son of the late Terry Lawson. Along with being a member of the Boone High School North basketball team, he plays football and is a 4-H member. Cade plans to attend Vincennes University to study fire science. Cade Lawson. Next up, Xavier Trueblood. Xavier is joined by his parents, Steve and Emily Trueblood, along with playing basketball here at North. He is lettered in football
Welcome everyone to the Cougar Den here at Bloomington High School North on Tom McKinney Court, where we are about to begin senior night here at the Cougar Den. And well, we've got some seniors who played together for a long time here, and we'll talk about them as the game goes on. My partner tonight, as always, is the inimitable Mr. Kenny Howard. And Kenny, how are you this evening?
Doing well, Steve. It's been an eventful week here at the Cougar Den. It was just last Friday. We had Tom McKinney himself in the house as we celebrated the 2000 runner-up state championship team. And yeah, Cougars looking to finish the regular season strong. Far more wins than losses this year, and it's been a great group to watch grow together.
Yeah, this has been a really fun team to watch. They play together well, and took them sort of a while to get it together, I think, and they still held on to their record very well through that time, and good for them that they did, because here they sit now with 4 losses on the season, and they're headed into the postseason with a really nice tournament draw.
So it's Steinfeld, Lothman, a senior, being celebrated tonight for senior night. Blair, another senior, celebrated tonight. The sophomore Kleiber and the junior Wenzel starting out here for the Cougars.
I really like the Cade Lothman story, and I'll tell you a couple of reasons. One is Cade's a multi-sport athlete, and he is really, truly a talented athlete in everything he does. And Cade also, he almost quit basketball his sophomore year, and we were talking about this the other day, and he was telling me how frustrated he was, and he didn't think he was going to get to play, and he stuck it through, and here he's gotten a lot of playing time his senior year, and that's what high school ball is all about, is a kid getting an opportunity.
So the tip is corralled here by Caden Stanton, and it'll be New Albany starting off here in the first half.
Cougars go man-to-man as expected. Cougar defense has been pretty good these last many games here. They have the occasional slip, but boy, they've really been pretty tight overall.
And ball into the post, guarded by Blair. Blair, good contest to stay on the ground. That's Schmeltz who caught the tip pass, and it's back up top with Bivin Tucker.
Yeah, you'll see the fundamentals are so much better for the Cougars now. They've had finally time to let that sink into them a little bit, I think.
Stanton lets fly with the left hand from 3. That's no good. Corralled by Steinfeld, and here comes Wenzel leading the charge the other way for Bloomington North. Nice inside feed, Steinfeld, Blair, easy bucket, and that's a look we've come very accustomed to over the last few years with Jeremiah Blair manning that center position. Yeah,
and Steinfeld is he's a surprise to a lot of people sometimes. He doesn't look like a finesse player, and then he lays a perfect pass in there. He steps up, hits a 3, hits his free throws. He's an all-around guy. Speaking of an athlete, not to offend anybody, he's probably the best player on our football team and on our baseball team as well.
Absolutely. So there's a shot missed by Schmeltz. Inside rebound taken away by Blair, and it's Wenzel coming back. Steinfeld wanted the lob, but wisely Wenzel slows it down, and the Cougars settle into their offense.
Yeah, thank goodness that's always the decision of the guy with the ball and not the guy that wants it.
So here goes Kleiber inside, right hand finish, that's good. And Cougars getting easy penetration here to start. And New Albany will take a timeout to try to slow the bleeding here with only, well, a minute 45 seconds gone in the first.
Coach Jim Shannon for New Albany, a long-time fixture down there. And, you know, he's one of those tough, gritty, old-school kind of coaches. And he gets the quick timeout, 4-0, and he's not going to look at this anymore. He's going to try to get some corrections done and let his kids know what they're doing wrong and let them know what they need to do right and get them back on the court here. We'll see if we see a little change in effort here with these guys. But old Coach Shannon he's a tough bird, and I'm pretty sure that they just got a good message.
So it'll be Stanton back to take the inbounds, and Cougars sticking with the senior heavy lineup here. Lothman staying on the floor, guarding Schmeltz.
I think we really have good matchups out here. I'm not sure that there was anything to this decision in terms of even seniors, because there are other seniors who aren't starting, and only one who is, who normally doesn't.
So inside, Stanton looked like he was applying a bit of a stiff arm, but the foul call is going to go on Bloomington North. It'll be 2 shots for New Albany, looking to get on the board for the first time here with 6 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, as I was saying before, I think the man-to-man defensive matchups are better right here with this lineup, and maybe that's why JQ is on the bench right now to start the game. Plus, he's worked his butt off. He deserves an opportunity to be out there for sure.
Well, Loftman definitely a great athlete, but a great student, great person as well, and someone that Bloomington North will sorely miss in a lot of respects when he graduates here in May. So back comes Kleiber after the 2 made free throws, and now just a 2-point game. Wenzel guarded by Schmeltz. Inside Loftman, got matched up on the point guard, goes inside, can't get the finish, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and that's what happens when you get a good matchup down low. Way to go, Cade Loftman.
Yeah, way to stay with it. He just showed good toughness and stuck with the ball and threw it over the rim and in.
So a drive against Wenzel. A floater goes a little sloppy, but that was number 22, Tucker Biven, getting his first points of the game. Blair, dribble pop, a little short, won't go. Steinfeld, though, gets a rebound, and the length of the Cougars giving New Albany a little bit of trouble here early.
Okay, it's directing a little traffic out there, confidence.
Blair doing a lot more dribbling than we're used to there on the perimeter. But he'll get it back to Kleiber, and things will settle down a bit. Inside drive, Blair, nice.
There's a blocking
finish.
foul.
Couldn't quite get it to go, but it will be a block and 2 shots.
The guy got in Jeremiah's way. He knocks him to the floor, and being the guy that he is, Jeremiah goes over and immediately helps the dude up. Not something you see too often, not something that's taught.
And you don't often see a collision where Jeremiah is the one who ends up on the floor, and he rims out on the first. But a good free throw shooter, and a second still to come.
So here's JQ into the game for Cade Loftman. Cade gets a good hand. Cade's very well respected by the faculty, the students, everybody.
So the second goes for Jeremiah, and it's 7-4 Bloomington North with 4 minutes and 40 seconds here left in the first.
Cougars stay with their man-to-man defense, and why not? They've played it pretty tough here so far. Up there's a pass that shouldn't have got through.
No. It was a nice feed, but it looks like number 30, Julian Hunter, couldn't finish. Lob, JQ Roberts, and another dunk coming up just a bit off for the Cougars. And I know, Steve, that's something that drives you crazy.
Yeah, of course, he'd have been better off coming down with that, going back up. Possibility of a 3-point play than trying to do the alley-oop there.
So some scrappy play inside there by Trey Hourigan. And he'll go to the line after getting his own offensive rebound and persisting with the shot down low.
If some of you have tuned in tonight kind of looking for the New Albany teams of old, you're really not going to see that with this bunch. Sean East is gone from last year, and of course Romeo Langford is gone from 2 years ago. And of course 2 years ago they had that powerful lineup. And so this is a little different team. This is more of sort of the traditional New Albany kind of working class, gritty, get down and work harder than you team. And Coach Shannon's the right guy for that kind of ball. But you'll see these kids, they'll get down, they'll play hard. They may not be the most talented group that New Albany's ever had, but I promise you they're going to play hard.
So the lead is cut to 2 after Hourigan's second free throw. There goes Blair inside. Blair gets his own miss. He takes it in. And that's another 2 points for Jeremiah Blair showing up here in the first quarter of senior night.
Yeah, that was just power right there. He's just bigger and stronger and used that to have his way.
So here we go, inside feed. That's a good shot by Hunter, won't go, gets his own rebound. Second shot goes up, and that won't go either, but a lot of offensive rebounds being given up by both teams here in the first. Kleiber with a head of steam and gets his legs taken out, and it looks like he wasn't under enough control for the foul call to be made there.
Yeah, that was one of those where he was kind of going up and sort of praying for the foul, you know, and thought maybe if I crash it really the right way, I might get this call.
Well, he certainly crashed. You could feel it come up through the floorboards there.
Yeah, you can when you hear those knees and elbows hit, it's not good.
So here's Stanton guarded by Kleiber. Stanton, deep three, off the front rim, won't go. Great rebound, Cade Loftman. It's back the other way for Bloomington North. Uh-oh, there's Toohill. Nails it.
That's the best shooter on the squad. No question in my mind. I've seen him in practice. I've seen him in games. And the kid is lights out. We even saw him in a pep rally one day shoot a few.
And I apologize. I said made 2-hole, but that was actually Marco Fitch who nailed that three-pointer.
All right, nice. Marco's been getting a lot of playing time here lately. Cougars have a lot of people who can play.
So he had only had 8 3-point attempts on the season, only made 1 until that one, but that one was darn near automatic. Blair pulls up 3, that goes, and the basket getting bigger and bigger for the Cougars here as the first quarter goes on. 15-7 lead with 2:26 left.
Yeah, that's a part of Jeremiah's game that sometimes surprises teams too. You don't expect him to shoot to 3. He sticks fairly close to the basket, plays a big man role mostly here, but he can hit that when he steps out.
Stanton, little pick and pop. That's number 33, Trey Hourigan, who hits the 3-pointer.
Now he's a holdover who's he's probably the best player they're going to put on the court. He's got a little size, but I'll tell you what, he is a workhorse, man. This kid really, he reminds you a little bit of Steinfeld out there in the way he plays.
Roberts goes baseline and denied. Fitch feeds Blair. Blair blocked by number 35. That's Jordan Thomas showing up for the first time. Blair able to get it back and a push from behind, and he finishes through the contact, and Jeremiah is pumped up. And that's a dangerous sign for this new Albany team to get him going this early.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty good to him right now. We've got a 17-10 score at the moment. 1:36 left in the quarter. And the thing for the Cougars this year has been that they do sometimes build up a nice first quarter. They play well, and then they come out and they have a super flat second quarter. So I'm eager to see where we go.
So Jeremiah shot that one a little quickly at the line, came up short, and it was J.Q. Roberts who last touched before it went out of bounds, and that'll turn possession back to New Albany. New Albany, Steve. I'm showing
New
the fact
Albany.
that I'm not from Indiana here. New
Oh,
Albany,
yes.
I stand corrected. Forgive the Michigander on the air, please.
That's all right. We'll let you in the Hoosier State. We're going to have to live with you.
So that was Stanton missing another shot. The rebound was corralled by New Albany. They missed another layup, and it looks like it'll be Cougar ball now.
You think I just made everybody from Michigan mad, or just you? I was hoping just you.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's a legion of them watching tonight.
A legion?
And they'll be coming for you, Steve.
They're probably in the parking lot now.
It's probably, honestly, it's probably just my mother, but here we go. Kleiber, step back, 3. That one goes, high arcing rainbow, and that was automatic. And the Cougars just absolutely splashing from downtown right now. It's 20-10 here, and I think this is about the highest scoring first quarter we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, you know, on pace to score 80 points, that's would be a rarity in almost any high school game, and certainly for us, the way things have been going this year. Now, once again, we have had some cold second quarters. So don't be surprised here to see the Cougs go flat, but I'm really hoping we get to see 4 strong quarters tonight.
So 56.5 remaining. New Albany, do we expect them to maybe come out in a full court and try to turn this over a little bit, or do you think they stick with the game plan thus far?
I wouldn't expect them to change too much. I think they'll try to see if they can get out on a couple shooters now that they see who's got the hot hand. And they definitely need to block out a little better. So,
well, now it's the Cougars bringing
yeah,
the pressure.
how about that one?
Maybe trying to preserve a little bit of the momentum and not sag down in the second like we've talked about.
Yeah, it may be that coach says, you know what, we've been a little low energy, so we go full court. We'll make him have energy.
So there's Tucker Biven, can't connect, and another offensive rebound given up by the Cougars, and he's able to just take an uncontested layup for 2 points, cut the lead to 8. Oh, yes. They get Jordan Thomas on the push there. He's been roughing guys up down in the post, and that'll be an inbounds for Bloomington North.
I'll tell you, he is a man playing with boys out there. He is a big guy. At 6'7", and let's see what we've got for a weight here. They say 205, but he's a muscular guy for a high school guy.
Yeah, well, and it takes quite a bit of force to move Lothman or Blair off the spot, but he's done it a couple times. Great move by Fitch. Gets inside, left hand under the basket. And there's something we haven't seen a lot of from Marco Fitch, but we'd love to see some more.
I haven't seen that part of his game, so I'm happy to see that one.
So here's Fitch providing the pressure on Tucker Biven. Biven back out top, guarded by Kleiber. Biven steps in, shot from the elbow, good contest, won't go.
Excellent defensive play by Kleiber right there. He got right up into him, but didn't get in his space. And here we are at the quarter break with a 22-12 lead for the Cougars. And Kenny and I are going to take a quick break as well and get a little breath, and we will be right back.
So here we go at the start of the second. It's a 22-12 lead for the Cougars, and it looks like the original starting lineup out there without Lothman and instead Marco Fitch.
And why not? He looks like he's got the hot hand. He's made some good things happen. Looks like New Albany is going to go into a zone defense here to start the second quarter.
Interested to see how the Cougars react. The last time we saw them play against a lot of zone, it really did disrupt some things for them.
Cougs will stay in the full court. I like to see them play it personally. I really do. I think it benefits their game overall, and they've got enough players that they can do this full court. They can go a full 32.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a beautiful defensive play right there. That is a coach's dream right there. Boy, he saw the play, he stepped up and took the charge, planted down on the floor, perfect.
And look who it is. It's Marco Fitch again making a play.
That was a play right there.
So back comes Kleiber. Ball outside Fitch, inside Steinfeld. Rotation gets over, can't connect. A strange little tip, almost went in on the second chance.
The defender almost put that one in for us.
But off the back rim, and it'll be Stanton coming back for New Albany.
I think we might have seen a little slip of the foot there for a travel, but they didn't see it.
So Huran can't connect, and it'll be Jeremiah Blair connecting the rebound off Julian Hunter's miss.
But, you don't say this about a New Albany team or a Jim Shannon team very often, but they look a little rattled at the moment.
Oh, wow. Great feed by Fitch off that rotation in the zone, and Steinfeld was just left all alone on the block, something you can't have if you're New Albany.
Cougars moving the ball well, and I will say Fitch has just shocked me with his play tonight. He is really, really on it.
Excellent defensive play, nice feed to Kleiber, and you love to see him be aggressive and know that even though he's one-on-one, he can easily take his man. Great aggressiveness there.
Yeah, Kleiber has really been coming on. He's grown up, you know. He is the end of his sophomore year, and he's a great player for a sophomore in high school anyway. But, you know, at this point, you're a junior, and he's starting to play like one.
So that was Maddox Schmeltz there who missed the three-pointer short.
I noticed Coach Shannon sat down. He's not going to quit coaching, but boy, this may just be one of those nights where you just say, what am I going to do? Now, as long as they want to stay in this zone, you know, the Cougs can hold the ball or they can continue to attack, and it looks like they'll attack as they see opportunities.
So a nice little handoff from Blair at the free throw line, and love to see Kleiber be aggressive against that zone, try to get into those gaps. Not something we saw a lot when South came out in a lot of zone.
Yeah, if you don't realize in the high school game, if the team wants to stand out there and hold the ball, as long as nobody guards them, they can just stand there and hold it. It's on the defense to come out and apply the pressure.
Kleiber's first is good, no surprise to anyone. He's shooting 87% from the free throw line on the year. Another fantastic number for him as just a sophomore. So both connect, and now we're looking at a 16-point lead for Bloomington North, 28-12, 5:30 left here in the first. Stanton launches another long left-handed three. That one won't go either. Hill can't connect. Steinfeld gets down low and
So our esteemed announcer here, Ken, seems to think he had a better angle on that call than the official, who was about a half foot away, but I think we had a foul there. Stop that stuff. Ken. Cougs playing pretty good defense here. Cade Loffman has been all over it. Marco Fitch. I mean, these guys are really playing tough. They're playing bigger than their physical size, and especially in the case of Cade. Let his guy get around him right there.
And he's given up about 4 inches there to Jordan Thomas and not able to contest that shot, really. An easy bucket for New Albany to take it to a 14-point game. Kleiber launches, and a little early with the and-1 call there for me, but he'll be taking 3 shots.
Yeah, you definitely got him. And boy, that's one that you just, I know in Nick's mind, he's thinking, oh, please go in, give me that 4.
So Kleiber remains a perfect 3 of 3 from the line, and another yet to come, and it looks like J.Q. Roberts will be stepping onto the floor to give Jeremiah Blair a breather here in a second.
Well, with some of these guys coming on the way they have over the course of the year, like Cade and like Marco Fitch here and a couple others, you know, this really gives the Cougars a lot more flexibility in the kind of game they can play and the way they can match up with people. And they're smart kids.
4 for 4 for Kleiber, 17-point game. Some new faces on the floor for New Albany. That was Jackson Streeter there with the ball. Oh, Wenzel and Hill collide. Wenzel comes away with it and gets up with the right-handed scoop, won't go. Kleiber rebound, Kleiber inside, lots of contact, no call, and a great spin off the glass.
I think Nick's more shocked than anybody in the place. He chucked that baby up there and in it went.
Great D, J.Q. Roberts, my goodness, absolutely.
The game with a big block.
Denied Trey Hourigan there in the post.
A lot of you may remember old Trey Hourigan. He was part of the team a couple years. He was a starter as a sophomore on the team with Romeo and Sean East. And boy, this kid, he was fantastic for them. And so he's been a long time stalwart in the starting lineup for these dudes.
And a little miscommunication there on the inbounds pass. Here comes Wenzel pulling up from about 16 feet there. Probably not the shot that the Cougars wanted, but it looks like we'll get a little foul opportunity here on the loose ball. The freshman J.Q. Roberts going to the line.
J.Q. is the best freshman I've seen here since Nick Kleiber. And then the two of them are the best freshmen I've seen here in really, really a long time ahead of that, honestly.
Absolutely.
I jokingly say that, but I'll tell you, that's 2 great freshmen in a 2-year span.
And
3-year span.
And with Bloomington North really losing 1 true starter next year, the future definitely looking bright. There's Kleiber, Wenzel inside, loses the handle, and it'll be Stanton bringing it back with a head of steam. And very nice play there. Loffman got all ball, and the force of it just took the feet out from Stanton, and that'll be a travel.
Yeah, the way his legs bent, I was a little worried he'd have an ankle sprain on that thing. He really went down.
So
3:35 left, and the Cougs are up by a whopping 19 points here in the second quarter.
So Coach Spear cracked me up a little bit. I thought he was a 6th man on the floor there for a second. He was almost on the logo.
He may have to change his shirt at halftime so that they don't think he's part of the team.
So here we go. Hill looks over to Kleiber. Kleiber to Loffman. Loffman gets in the gap of the zone. Nice right-handed finish. Wow, Cade Loffman. The seniors are
honestly,
dialed
that's
in.
something I've seen two players out here, Fitch and Loffman, do things I've never seen them do before. And it's pretty impressive. They're looking good. They're playing with the team. They're playing the defense. They're really getting it done.
So not unlike the women's senior night game, the seniors are dialed in and contributing in a big way. There's Kleiber, lofts up Wenzel. Oh no, big collision down low, and legs were tangled up, and they're gonna get Wenzel over the back, which I think was the right call, but he landed awkwardly under Julian Hunter there.
Yeah, he's not happy about it, but That's the way Isaac plays, man. He is all out all the time. And, you know, when you play like that, you don't know what you do sometimes. Honestly, I've played with so many people over the years, and I knew so many guys who they just get so wrapped up in in the heat of the moment.
Well, and there was no contact on the way up, but he certainly was on the back the entire way down. So a good call, and it's New Albany looking to shrink this now 21-point lead with 2:26 left in the second. Shot goes up, won't go.
Cade is still working so hard on defense. You know, that he intimidated that shot. I was afraid they were going to go that way. It's a good call. This is high school. This isn't an NBA.
I was about to say that's a big time NBA move, but
sure is.
You know,
high school, you get to that one continuous step, and up you got to go.
You know, for players 18 and above only, I suppose. So it's a travel, a turnover, but still a 21-point lead with just over 2 minutes left in the second. Stanton gets to the elbow, fires a shot, that won't go. Hill bringing it back for the Cougars. Kleiber, little teardrop floater in the lane, a little bit rushed, a little bit short, and it'll be Hunter getting that rebound and bringing it back.
Yeah, we're getting a little lackadaisical here with our game, which we've seen before with the Cougs. You know, they're not great at maintaining big leads, and this is something that I think Coach Spear and the rest of the guys out here, they've got to be wary of this.
So Thomas got clipped on the way up, and we've got some critics outside of just me here in the Cougar den who didn't appreciate that call, but I thought it was a good one.
I think that came from almost exactly diagonal from where we are, Ken. That was pretty loud. Almost as loud as that parent we had one night. I won't go there.
Well, I think someone down there is saying ball don't lie as Jordan Thomas misses the first here with 1:31 left in the second. Oh, wow, and a little bit of a hook it looked like there by Maddox Schmeltz, got away with it, and it's an easy bucket. So the 2 missed free throws don't hurt New Albany at all with that offensive rebound and putback. Oh, Blair and Roberts miscommunicate there.
Yeah, Jeremiah had I mean, everybody in the place thought he was going to the basket. He had an easy 2 there, and he trying to be unselfish. He thought he saw somebody open and chucked it. And that guy was heading to get the rebound just in case. So miscommunication, misfire. It happens. 35-16, 1:11 to go. Second quarter. We've got a hot night for the Cougars here tonight. It looks like they're going to maintain a lead through the second quarter and maybe even improve upon it, which is not something we've seen all year.
Well, and despite all the good, there was a pretty forceful timeout there called by Coach Spear after a couple bad offensive possessions. So we'll see what the Cougars come out in to try to settle the ship here.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that because I had mentioned that, you know, that's something we have to be really careful about with this team, that if you slip a little bit, then you just can't let it happen. You know, you can do 1 play, 2 plays, but boy, you got to put a stop to it right now.
So Kleiber goes inside, cross-court Fitch. Fitch into Blair. And a lot of these short-range passes, these handoffs and these little bounce passes are getting deflected now, and not a lot of thought being put into some of those.
No, that was great anticipation on the part of the defender and also a poor pass. So the combination of the two led to the turnover.
So JQ steps on for Aaron Steinfeld here. And it'll be Stanton coming back for New Albany, guarded by Kleiber. Oh, nice hands. Nate Hill with a good steal, and Marco Fitch now bringing the ball up here for Bloomington North. Kleiber, pick from Roberts. Kleiber, floater in the lane, short again. JQ Roberts gets up there. That won't go off the back rim. Marco Fitch, great steal. Oh, and a finish with the right hand this time. Marco Fitch doing it all for Bloomington North.
Yeah, Marco's pretty excited about that too. I love it. I absolutely love it. We've got some guys who are playing with some enthusiasm out here who haven't played so much, and they're pumped. They're contributing, and this is what North needs, is a shot of energy into this team.
Stanton gets it to go with the left hand. Blair inbounds. We may get a shot off here. Should not be good even if it goes. Yep, they made the right call, but
They did.
an impressive half for Bloomington North. 19-point lead, a commanding one.
Yeah, and only 18 points for New Albany. And, you know, they're not that bad a team to score only 18 points. If we, you know, extrapolate that out, this would be a crazy win for the Cougs. But I don't know that they can keep up this kind of pressure for another half. You know, that's just not how games typically go. But we'll see how they do. I'm excited to see if they can hang on and just at least maintain this lead to the end. It'd be great.
Well, an encouraging sight to see them getting inside against the zone, an encouraging sight to see them hitting open three-pointers, and then the transition plays. Marco Fitch, I mean, in transition, D has been making plays all over the place. So
yeah, we'll see how things go the second half, see what kind of changes coaches make, and, well, we shall return 37-18, Bloomington North's lead, and we're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we've got the dance team, joined by the senior
And we are back. It's Cougar ball, 37-18. Cougs lead at the start of the third quarter. Looks like New Albany's going to open up in a man-to-man defense this time.
So Cougars back in their starting lineup without Laughlin, instead replaced by Robertson. An easy bucket down the baseline for Isaac Wenzel to start the quarter.
Nice to see Isaac get one off, a nice easy play there. He was our leading scorer for 2 or 3 games in a row and really was killing it, and then everybody else sort of picked it up, and he's fallen off a little bit, but their team wins, and he understands that.
So Stanton off again from 3. Inside shot. That was Tucker Biven who got tapped there on the elbow, and he'll shoot 2. Yeah, quite even scoring among the Cougar leaders. You got Nick Kleiber at 13, Isaac at 12.5, Blair at 10.6, and Steinfeld at 11. So kind of great equal contribution there for the Cougars on offense.
Yeah, it's pretty ideal, really. You don't want, those teams who have the great player who averages 22 points a game. When the great player gets injured or gets into foul trouble, your team is not very good anymore.
Wenzel down the baseline, Steinfeld wide open, top of the key, and a 3-pointer goes for Aaron Steinfeld. A part of his game we've watched grow this year and has really added dimension to this Cougar offense.
Yeah, it's nice to see him stick with it. He plays the 3 major sports, football, basketball, baseball, and the kid is tireless. It's amazing.
And Trey Hourigan rims out, but gets the ball back, and the bank is finally open for Caden Stanton. That's his first 3-point make of the night.
And he hits the shot, throws his hands up like in despair. Well, I finally got one to go in.
Yeah. Not exactly the way he drew it up, but I think they'll take it to at least cut the lead down to 20 here.
Yeah, we're on exactly a 20-point lead. And, well, we've got a timeout already here. We'll see what's going to happen after the timeout. I would assume some kind of changes are in order. Got our outstanding camera person here behind me, Mr. Jacob Turner, over here to my right. He is the dude on that camera in the corner. Back behind me, we got his brother Sam Turner working it out. We got Mr. Caudell down in the other corner. We'll identify some other people as we go. Got Ugly Ken next to me here. Kenny, you're not that bad. I shouldn't say that about you.
I'll try to get a little better every time.
It's just that attitude, man. You got to change that attitude.
I was just alerted that they put my face on the screen here, and I've always known I had a face for radio, so I'm a little alarmed by that, hoping they can keep those camera angles on the court and away from the broadcast.
Well, our viewers were hoping the same, and now that they've seen it, well, oh boy, look at the messages roll in now. No, I thought this was high school. What's that thing doing? That kind of stuff,
Yeah.
All right,
the viewer count plunged, but we're gonna soldier on anyways. It's Kleiber bringing it up and looking to get the offense initiated here through Jeremiah Blair, who's dribbling like a point guard out there, taking some senior night liberties, and a foul on the floor will result in an inbounds here for. I'm just saying, I've never seen him do that any other night, but on senior night
liberties,
anything goes, man.
Oh, what are we gonna have?
They got JQ hooking him in a little bit with the elbow. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it to the officials on that one. Are we role reversing here? It sounds like you disagree.
No, oh no, not at all. I was thinking the foul was on the initial move, not on the hook. I thought he threw his arms up into the guy. Oh, there's a nice shot.
Hourigan.
That's the guy who can do it for them. He's really a talented kid.
Now Kleiber. Nice little spin move to get away from pressure. Left hand penetration out to the baseline. And J.Q. Roberts is automatic from that spot.
Yeah, he found his guy open in the corner, and surprise, surprise, guys. This guy, freshman, tall kid, lanky, and he can hit the 3 and play inside too.
It's amazing watching him take that baseline 3-pointer and warm-ups. He'll sit there, knock down 5-10 in a row, and does it in the game time as well. That's another nice move there for Hourigan, who's heating up a little bit.
Yeah, Hourigan, we didn't see the real the real Oregon in the first half. But boy, here he comes, and he is a basketball player.
Oh, Kleiber put his head down and got into a little traffic that he couldn't see and turns the ball over. Back comes Stanton, who,
Well,
dishes to the top, and a shot goes short. About just as short as the guy was far behind the three-point line, but another offensive rebound, which has really been a weakness tonight for the Cougars.
yeah, and this is where Coach Spears now talking to the team, trying to slow him down a little bit. This is where you might have a little concern as the coach of this team. Again, they're starting to show a little slippage here. So they slow down, play a little offense now, see what we get out of that. Whole lot better result.
There we go. You know, Steve, it's funny watching these offensive rebounds that we're giving up and not even looking at the ball, looking in the surrounding area. It's like you don't see anyone blocking out. And I feel like it's the refrain you always come back to with Bloomington North.
I do with everybody. It's my cry constantly when I watch basketball.
So the ball stays here. Really looked like Julian Hunter for New Albany was the last to touch it, but it'll stay and it'll be inbounded by Stanton here to start the offense with 4:28 left in the third. Ooh, that looks like it was Tucker Biven took a tumble. Back comes Blair with a head of steam. Nice little move. Jeremiah Blair leading the break and coming with a little double clutch finger roll. And the senior night rolls on.
Yeah, Jeremiah's feeling it right now.
I'm worried we're going to see one from the logo here in a minute. He's standing inside Oregon.
We're not going to see him much longer.
Oregon, nice little turnaround jump shot. That goes, and heating up indeed. That's 3 in a row for Oregon.
Yeah, this kid's he's an outstanding player. You know, he hits those turnaround jumpers. That's a tough one to stop.
Yeah. Oh, Jeremiah falling back. That one's short, and the heat check is finally, not registered positive. So hopefully Cougars slow it down a little bit. Nice move, Stanton heating up a little bit as well after that bank shot.
Yeah, if you're not Kamar Baldwin from Butler, probably stepping back and shooting is not always the best idea. Baldwin's made that's his trademark almost. That's a shot Nick would have taken earlier in the year. I'm happy to see him pass that up because here it comes again if he wants it.
Gets baseline, a little push from behind. Stanton got left in the dust, and that'll be a foul on the floor. So an inbound's coming for the Cougars, and it'll be Jeremiah Blair throwing this one in. Kleiber takes the three, high-arcing shot off the back rim. Doesn't go, and New Albany is able to maintain possession here and get the ball over half court.
Yeah, we have a 17-point game right now. If they would get 3 out of this, well, you know how it works.
Oh, it's Tucker Biven.
They'll take their 2.
That one danced around quite a bit before going down, but now all of a sudden it's, a 15-point game. And
Coach Spear, very strangely, is saying slow down. Not something we hear him say a whole lot.
Oh, nice move, Isaac. Cougars having a lot of success on the baseline, getting under the rim.
Yeah, they need to slow down so they can see the defense and see the court a little bit. I mean, you just can't run all the time on offense. If you don't get a fast break, then you play.
So ball fumbled around a little bit between Oregon and Steinfeld, and Steinfeld the last one to touch it. And now we got a mass substitution here with Loftman and Toohill and Fitch coming on. Stanton inside. Stanton stripped by Blair. Great move.
That's a nice defensive play.
Cougars doing a great job of staying straight up and down when they contest, and Kleiber gets a little leaner to dance in there.
I guess there's some sophomore luck in the house tonight, too, to go with that senior.
Inside, that's Tucker. Loftman. Nice contest, 2 hands. Cougars still can't really seem to secure all these offensive rebounds. And be Hourigan back on the baseline.
Fitch is making some really nice defensive plays. He's oh, there you go.
There we go.
He's doubling up the ball, and he's making guys really nervous out there.
So he absolutely robs Maddox Schmeltz, get a little overconfident, gets rejected down there by Stanton, and it's an empty possession there for the Bloomington North after the nice steal by Fitch.
Yeah, when you're that size going in there, you're likely to come out with the imprint of a ball on your forehead.
So Bivin guard by Toohill. Stanton takes another long three and just not a lot of success from that range tonight for him.
No, that's out of his range. You can see by the way he shot the ball, he looks uncomfortable shooting from that distance. He was pretty far beyond the three. Cougars going to be content to hold the ball here with under a minute left. I like this, though. New Albany's going to come up and challenge him.
So Marco gets around the corner and almost would have been better off without that call, as we had a 2-on-1 on the block there, but it'll drive the foul count up a little bit for New Albany.
Yeah, they're bringing back their big guys here. Cougs matched up with them with Smalls.
So in come Thomas and Streander to add some length in this last defensive possession, or potential last defensive possession. Kleiber penetrates right to the zone. Good block there by Jordan Thomas. And
oh, we've got travel. Oh, they're going to call the foul. You like that call, Ken?
You know, at first I didn't, and it's tough because Fitch didn't even really see the play before the guy was on top of him. But
I'm just checking because we all know what a great official critic you are.
You know, I'm very objective. I think we can all agree about that. Oh, loose ball, and nobody saw it.
Almost accidentally stole one.
Here comes Tucker Bivin, and
boy, he just faked Toohill out in a big way.
Really not sure. Everyone on the help side was just kind of staring at that one. And 17-point game. Kleiber, 3 seconds to shoot. Ball goes Toohill. Won't go. Blair gets it up and in, and they're going to say that's good. Yeah, I think that was off the hand for sure.
Right. We'll have to check our miraculous instant replay that we have here. We'll have New York take a look at that. I'm sure the officials will call an official replay here on this. And, well, we'll be back in about 30 minutes after that replay. That's why I love high school ball. There are no replays, man. They made the call. Here we go.
Well, Steve, I got to say, these guys have been getting a lot of them right tonight, and that was certainly one of them, if you ask me.
How about that? There you go. Oh, Kenny has changed colors on us here. All right, guys, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter, folks. Bloomington North with a 55-36 lead with 7 minutes, 56 seconds left. And it is not the starting lineup here. Instead, we've got Fitch and Toohill on the floor, replacing some of the other starters here for the Cougars. In the corner, Hourigan. New Albany moving the ball with a little bit more purpose. That's Stanton pulling up, and that mid-range game looking a lot sharper for Stanton in the long range, and now down to a 17-point game with 7:28 left in the first. Kleiber guarded by Stanton. New Albany back in the man-to-man. Two Hill drives, Two Hill kicks. That's Steinfeld in the corner. Won't go, barely grazed the rim, I think. It's back the other way with Stanton.
You know, they're giving us that, and we're going to have to hit a couple of those.
Horrigan hit the deck there after that make, and quickly after 3 possessions here in the fourth, it's back down to 15, bounced around 15-20.
Horrigan he's the kind of kid can bring you back in a game like this.
There's
Cougs
Kleiber.
Going to go 4 corners here, and apparently let Kleiber drive and see what they can pick up out of this. It's a slow down tactic, and it's a way to spread the D, and they're kind of trying to take a little air out of the ball. Not sure it's the time, but we'll see how this works out for Coach Spear and the guys. That was a nice inbounds play.
So Tucker Biven kind of a little aggressive bumps Bloomington North player and results in that inbounds. Easy bucket. A lot of great inbound plays tonight for Bloomington North. Something that hasn't been a strength in every game we've watched, but tonight they've been real sharp.
Yeah, it's nice to see the team play pretty well here tonight because the tournament's coming up, and that's do or die every game. That's when it gets exciting and the big pressure's on.
So Tucker Biven, I think, got bumped there by Two Hills, who they're going to give it to.
You know, for basketball fans like myself, this is the best time of the year. We're coming right into it right here. The next month is going to be absolutely amazing for all basketball fans, even the next 6 weeks or so, till we get through the NCAA tournament. And I know you're an NBA guy, but for me, the season ends with the NCAA tournament final game. And then it's baseball time for me.
Well, and lacrosse time, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Bloomington North season kicking off pretty soon here.
And Kenny Howard no longer coaching the Cougs lacrosse team.
Well,
but we may be covering a game or two, and he may be an announcer for it.
He may cover a game, and I'm still pretty involved here, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Step away, I had a feeling.
Yeah, well, oh, there's Blair, wide open 3, senior night. Oh, it won't go. Marco looks inside, and Spear got a timeout there as he was inching awfully close to the sideline.
Yeah, he can't be real pleased with what they're running right now. I would expect they're going to change this up. It's not working very well for them. They're not scoring out of it. And more often than not, they're giving up the rebound at that end and then giving New Albany a chance to come down.
So speaking of great basketball to come, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, but this coming weekend, right, weekend after this one, in Columbus will be the site for the sectional action with Bloomington North, Bloomington South, Columbus North, a couple other teams as well.
Yeah, North and South are in opposite brackets. The Cougs drew a bye, so they are guaranteed a Friday night matchup, and that if they win that, then they are guaranteed an opportunity to win a championship. And it's kind of opened up over there a little bit this year. I mean, obviously, the favorites are going to be North and South, and they're in opposite brackets, so they would not meet until Saturday night in the championship if they are to meet at all. And the other teams, while not quite up to snuff, they're pretty good. And I would never count Coach Chitty over at Columbus East out of anything. He's an excellent coach. I coached with him, and we've coached against him. And you know, he's a good old school basketball coach.
So Blair gets quick inside position, and for some reason, I'm not sure what that plan was there, but they had Stanton, the point guard, down there guarding Blair. Cougars able to take quick advantage.
Yeah, if that's a matchup, then we'll go there. There's a nice little shot.
Stanton's got to be wondering if all those three-point attempts have been mid-range attempts, it might be a different looking game. A nice ball rotation there, and Blair wisely holding there as Cougars have no need to rush. An inside pass, Wenzel, Kleiber able to save it. Wenzel on the baseline, sweet feed, Jeremiah Blair cutting in from the corner.
Well timed right there. Jeremiah cut in at just the right time, and Isaac with a nice assist. The Cougs need to just stay back and play the same defense they've played here, not get silly.
Corrigan, kind of an awkward looking shot as the contest got really up in his space, but he nails it. And
yeah, I was worried Jeremiah was actually going to foul him. He was really, really up on him on that one. But again, Corrigan is an outstanding player and probably an Indiana All-Star this year. and he's got some game to him.
So hard to believe the Cougars haven't added to the lead with the way they're playing on offense, but New Albany hitting some tough shots. I don't know that the defense has relaxed as much as New Albany's just finding the bottom of the bucket a little bit more than they were.
Yeah, they're definitely hitting some things that they were not in the first half of the game. So we have some other people in the gymnasium tonight who are working with us on the game. Let's see, we got a guy up here on the camera upstairs, the high camera up there where we used to sit.
Ian Williamson.
Ian Williamson up there. We've got Mulia Hermudia behind us here. We've got Ariana back here. And I think that we've covered most everybody who's working with us today. I'll bet you we've got somebody on a camera downstairs who I've forgotten already. But let me see who's got that camera. We'll get a mention for them too, since this is possibly, well, it's definitely our last basketball broadcast of the year. Kind of makes me sad too, Kenny. I like doing this.
I do as well, but I've been floating the idea of a lacrosse game around the building, and there seems to be a certain amount of enthusiasm. So if maybe for once it's not snowing or raining on the day we schedule, we may actually get to see it.
So the Bulldogs come out in a really aggressive zone defense here. And the
Nice
Cougs break it.
Isaac Venzel really passing well tonight. Something that, you know, is not probably the first thing that comes to mind for him a lot of the times, but would just be a huge asset to the Cougar offense down the stretch.
Well, that was a really nice offensive move, and he's missed 2 of them off the front of the rim. Like always, he gets the third when he gets fouled.
And yeah, Julian Hunter's misses may have been, you know, more of a benefit than a loss there, especially because he picked up two rebounds in the process. So a stat padding possession there for Julian Hunter.
I believe that Mr. Hunter, Julian Hunter, is the son of Chad Hunter, who played in the late 90s for New Albany. And I will tell you, talk about a basketball player. Oh my gosh, that guy. Oh boy, he was something else. He's an icon in New Albany of basketball. I'm pretty sure that this is his son down here.
So the aggressive zone pays off there as the cross-court pass is intercepted. That's Tucker Biven getting the basket off the interception, and Cougars looking a little frazzled by the zone in the sense that they're leaving guys so open, they're almost baiting the Cougars to try to score quickly, and when it works, it's great, but when it doesn't, it's a fast break the other way. Nice block by Isaac Venzel, and he gets loose the other way. Look out below, hammers it home, and
well, you know,
we finally
you know what
got
I say,
one.
if you're going to do it, you better make it.
And we
we know
finally
Isaac
got
can't
one.
do it, but we've also seen him miss a few.
Right. So, I think there's silence there on the mics because we were both holding our breath, but he does hammer it home, and it'll be a good-looking play for the highlight tape there.
It will. Yeah, it will.
All right,
And so
Horrigan.
will that. And that's worth one more point.
Man, Horrigan just has an amazing stroke there. Really impressive. Oh, Kleiber. And again, the zone forces that early action, and it's a quick turnover for the Cougars. Oregon inside. Oh, that one was all the way down before it didn't go in. There's Hunter. Another second chance basket.
Now just to slow this stuff down. There's no reason to run down here and try to score real fast, and I just don't understand it. That leads down to 12.
Oh boy.
There you go. Right there. That's a smart basketball. There's no clock in Indiana. You don't need to take that shot.
And another risky inside pass, and it looks wide open, but from the wings, they're just crashing into the lane.
Yeah, at this point, if I'm Coach Spear, and I'm sure he said the same thing to them already, layups only. If you've got an open layup, go, and otherwise, keep moving the ball.
5 team fouls for the Cougars to 4 for New Albany. We still got a ways before we see free throws coming into play. So,
well, it's not that long because they're going to start fouling real fast here. Yeah, they know what they need to do.
Nice play, Loftman. Another very efficient inbounds play. One quick pass and an easy bucket. Oregon, three-pointer won't go. That'll be Bloomington North basketball, I suppose. But we'll take it.
Well, you could sell it, you know.
I mean, yeah, he pulled his hands back. I'm like, what are you doing? But I know, gamesmanship is part of the game here.
Well,
And
the fans go crazy because Zach Rager has stood up. Oh, who is it?
Trueblood.
Oh, it's Trueblood. Hang on there, folks. That's Xavier Trueblood. I'm sorry, at my old age, I can't see the numbers anymore. Thank you, Kenneth.
And so
we have Xavier Trueblood, a senior, coming into the game for his last appearance here on Tom McKinney Court in the Cougar Den.
So the last senior here to get on the floor for the Cougars, and we got people standing up all over the place going crazy for this moment.
Yeah, we sure do. You know, these are interesting games for kids, for coaches, for parents. Everybody comes into the gym thinking, okay, this is the last time that these guys are going to play on this floor. The team is thinking this is the last time this team is ever going to play on this floor. And it's really kind of an odd feeling on a senior night, and I'm sure it's that way everywhere you go. It's been that way every time I've ever done a senior night, and it's kind of a creepy feeling, you know. It's like this is it's going to turn over and it'll never be this way again.
Ooh. And I think it may have been Fitch behind the play who they got there, kind of pulling the jersey from behind, but it'll be 2 shots here for Stanton.
And I'm sure some of these kids have played together since Biddy ball. They've probably been playing together since 4 or 5 years old. Some of them probably been on the same teams for a long, long time, and you know, this is it. Coach McKinney used to always say, everybody gets cut sometime. And either you get cut because you quit, because you're not good enough, or because you literally get cut, but or because you get too old to play, right? So at some point, life cuts you out of the game. And so that's what this will be for a lot of these guys. You know, they'll play recreationally, but they won't ever put a uniform on. They won't have officials and play under the lights with fans again.
Well, and a good chunk of them will get suckered into coaching for a bit, and they'll chase it that way. But
they might.
You know, it's definitely it's a tough thing, but it's been a great squad to watch. And Loftman looking to feed Trueblood early, and it gets away from him. But I expect to see that happen with every possession the Cougars get.
I'm not sure you meant that as a dig on me or not, Kenny, but you know that coaching comment you made, and I got my state championship, you know.
Well, and
so, you know, it's something that I always dreamed of as a child, and then I thought, well, that's never going to happen, but it came back around thanks to some outstanding coaches and players that we had in 1997 here.
Well, absolutely.
Nothing
and
like it.
I don't know anything about the state championship personally, but as far as going into coaching and still chasing that feeling a little bit, it takes one to know one. So
yeah, that's true.
Here goes Trueblood inside, and they want a bucket for Xavier. Let's see if they can get it. He works the inside of the zone. Loftman tries to feed, and seems like New Albany's almost picked up on that. They are like not going to let him touch the ball here.
Well, he's going to get his opportunity.
Here we go.
No, he's not. That's 6.
Oh no!
16 foul.
He had already stepped up. Oh no! Here we go. And the crowd is standing
here. It is
here.
the 17th foul, I guess.
People are hyped up, and
our scoreboard's changing as I look at it. What's going on here?
Oh man, what a bummer. I think Coach Spear was going to have to call a timeout if he had taken a free throw and made it. But here we go. Oh, that won't go. Jordan Thomas is not excited about the prospect of giving up a bucket to Xavier Trueblood, who has probably given up a good 10 inches.
There's probably nothing that this team would love more than to make sure he doesn't get that bucket.
And Jordan Thomas at a good 10 inches taller. I mean, it's just hilarious. Oh.
Look at this. They are really working hard to get him that basket. Look at it.
Third attempt.
This is fun.
There it goes. Xavier Trueblood gets the bucket. Wow, what an effort for offensive rebounds, the continuous feed. Stanton hits a 3. It doesn't matter. Bloomington North wins 73-60, and the bucket by Trueblood is the cherry on top.
Yeah, it sure is. I tell you, I'm excited for the kid, you know. That's pretty neat. You get out there and you know, he gets the last points that this team will ever score on Tom McKinney Court. And the crowd goes bananas for the guy. That's a lifetime memory right there for a kid.
And a little earlier, we were asked some questions by someone from the Indiana Daily Student who was writing a little story about Xavier, and now he's got a storybook ending to put on
Xavier's
it.
going to IU next year to play football for Coach Allen, and I think he's going in as a preferred walk-on, I believe. And so the Bulldogs leave the court. Coach Shannon, boy, I tell you what a basketball coach that guy is, and we see him exit the old Tom McKinney Cougar gym. Many a great matchup between those two in the years past. Well, it's a good win for the Cougs tonight on senior night here in the old Cougar Den. And Kenny, this has been a blast. I absolutely love you, man, and I appreciate the opportunity to work with you on these games. And I don't know, it's just one of those things I really look forward to. I come to all the games, but this just makes it a little more special.
Oh, absolutely a great time, and it's funny how much faster the games go, and with every game it just gets better and better. So
hey, I almost forgot our gentle giant back here, Evan Shields. Evan worked super hard last time we did a broadcast to try to fix our sound problem, and it turned out that it was totally his fault. No, I'm kidding. It was we had a bad cord last time, but Evan's got everything fixed and running, and we appreciate Evan and his hard work. And the same for all of our cast here at BHSN TV. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to you, Kenny. And thanks to the Cougs for making our last broadcast in basketball this year a memorable one.
And we hope to see you all next weekend in Columbus.
73-60 is your final. Bloomington North wins. Saying goodnight to you for myself, Steve Philbeck, and Ken Howard. We are out of here.